JD Power, and a 5-star overall safety rating by industry leaders, thanks to an assortment of advanced safety features. All backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Tucson. A great deal more than just a great deal.
Back for the plate final. Well, we mentioned in the last game, Gareth Reese, that the plate final was the contest between the middle 8 teams of the original 24. The top 8 play for the cup. The middle 8 play for the plate. And it's West Point, the Black Knights of Army, playing against the Hokies from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, let us know.
And Virginia Tech,
how you getting on Tech, George?
maybe a little surprising to some people in their performance. Got through Arkansas State, but Army using big shoulders and disappointing on day one. Jake Lakina is the man to watch, wearing the number 6.
Yeah, Tech's going to have to watch out for him himself. They got Jesse Neighbor, got a couple of tries, and Nick Kennedy. They had a good team performance, and this is going to be a really interesting final.
Gerard also for Tech, a danger man, scored a couple in their last match as well. So Army good under the ball at the restart. And a good run. Just not going easy. And Harrison Farrell.
That's those conditions. It's wet out here, we should mention, so those low passes.
Yeah, and Lakina just puts the ball on the ground off the hands. Well, third member of our team, Colin Hawley, standing on the sideline. What's up, Colin?
Hey, guys. I was able to catch up with head coach Matt Sherman of this Army squad. He said that he really wants communication to be, especially when it's rainy. You got to tighten in the splits for this game. Really heighten up the communication between the players. That's the key to their success today.
All right. Well, looks like Colin Hawley has stolen a raincoat from somebody down there,
no.
Gareth Reese.
Captain Highliner, if we can get a shot of him later. Look at that.
Exactly. Well, Virginia Tech with the ball after the Black Knights cough it up from the Jake Lakina knock-on. And so the Hokies rolling forward. Trevor Bruley out to number 6. That is Nathan Tedeschi out of Rockville, Maryland. And a good steal there from Army. So holding on in the tackle.
There he is,
There he
Captain
is.
Highliner.
That's a beauty. Look at it. He's so dry down there. All right, so Army playing with the ball, but throws it into touch.
And that sums up the Army effort. A great steal at the breakdown. Lakina reaching over, the strength of these servicemen that we know about. But then just as the ball comes back, the skills letting him down, not able to keep possession.
There's your mark.
All right, so it is Michael Serby.
Okay, stay tuned too.
Serby, he's been around for a couple of years under the direction of head coach Paul Caron. Serby with the throw. Big hand up at the top to save that line out. And Tedeschi out to Gerard. The switch back inside to number 3. That's Jesse Neighbor.
Ooh, that's not allowed.
Never onside.
Came through the middle, but the referees heard him say never onside.
James Downey guilty of that infraction. Tedeschi starts it quickly. There's Serby. Kennedy out wide. Great tackle.
Oh, what a tackle. Textbook.
Now Serby again trying to stretch this Army side. And down on the ground and rightfully picking the ball up.
This time legally as well. It's the Army man, Downey again.
You can see Lakina drawing 2 defenders every time he touches the ball, and that's the goal, really. Take away the space of the danger man. There is Demi. Jaden Demi finds Lakina. And Lakina steps hard into Trevor Bruley, and Bruley does well to take him down.
Oh, good snap.
Great break there by number 9, Harrison Farrell. Well, Farrell doing it all by himself. Harrison Farrell scoring first for the Black Knights.
Well, Brian, you got to like his stats. 5'7", 170 pounds, but all power when this comes up and pace. One man to beat. What's he going to do off the right foot? where has he come from? He's been quiet all weekend, but just stepping up in the plate final, when Army needed him.
And you got to think that head coach Matt Sherman is maybe in the locker room telling these guys, you know what, you got nothing to lose, have a go. And maybe a guy like Harrison Farrell
could work on his kicking.
Yeah, that's the next step. But, first score tries, work on your kicking later. There is the water boy right there is Matt Sherman, the head coach. So giving some instructions along with some refreshment as well. And you got to imagine, too, Garrett, that he's running into the same problems that are true of the Air Force Academy. Guys that probably haven't played a whole lot of rugby before, that have to learn the game quickly, but have a lot of skills.
Yeah, and goodness knows they got bigger issues on their minds than just playing the game of rugby. So not always, first and foremost, as these their servicemen serve the country here.
Indeed. So Lakina with a good job on the restart, goes just 10 meters, and Army able to win it back. Harrison Farrell digs it out for Demi. Now numbers on the corners if the ball can get there. There's Lakina, danger man, ships it out wide. Number 12, that is Angelo Matz. Lays it back, and there's Farrell again. Demi goes to work. Into the hands of Sutera.
Survey made a good read there to go in and block out that 2-on-1, but they're coming back. It's now 3-on-1.
Good job of Lakina to just let that ball go, and it finds the hands, and it bounces nicely on this wet turf. And that is going to be a try for Angelo Matz. And sometimes you just get lucky. And this ball was supposed to go to Lakina.
Yeah, but you're right. Lakina did well not to go for it. He could have knocked it on. Nice little hop up on the wet turf. And Matt's happy to take that one. The tackle too little too late from Neighbor coming across. Watch it. It skips up on the turf, sits up nicely for him. 22 meters to go. He's going to back himself.
And one of the things I like about what I saw from Army there is just being patient. Yeah. And just being able to recycle some phases. No panic. Don't try to force anything. Just win the ball back a couple times and then see what happens.
I think my man there, Farrell, heard me. He played a nice little kick there off his left foot. But they've probably improved more than either team over this weekend here at the Penn Mutual CRCs. Army have come on. Every game they've been better. And right now they're in control of some hardware. Dominating this first half.
Nice kick by Farrell. Lakina goes up high and wins it. Total commitment there. Sacrificing the body for the greater good.
If Army can get this ball away, there's all sorts of VT men close.
Jordan Jarosik in the game now, but a knock on by Farrell. So Trevor Bruley does well to cough that ball up and earn the scrum for Virginia Tech, and they needed that one.
And you heard the hooter sound. That's the end of the first half by time, but because the infraction was just before the hooter, we're going to have the ball introduced to the scrum, and we'll play on till a stoppage, unless it's, of course, a penalty.
Set.
All right, so Serby feeds the scrum. Virginia Tech looking for answers. It is a stalemate at the scrum, but somehow the Hokies win it back, and now it is Gerard. Gerard. Oh, and it just drops the ball. Looked like he was trying to switch hands to get it into the outside hand, and instead just drops it. So a good chance squandered by perhaps the conditions, a little bit of a lapse of concentration from the boys from Blacksburg. So
maybe trying to hot dog a little bit. Lakina's got to be happy with his man.
12-0 is the halftime score. We're going to stick around and go inside the huddle.
We got clearance for this?
Yeah,
got security clearance?
I think that's why we have a wide shot. Yeah. We're not allowed to get in tight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the Riverside Tri-Zone as we present the Bowl Championships.
There's a look at Paul Carone.
John Higgins, CRC Tournament winner. We present the Bowl Championship
Paul, identify who has who and watch as it's going to bounce and try to take it. Try to take it. Stay inside all of them. Just come up on attack. Same thing, guys. Hard Rangers. Work is sideline to sideline, and we're going to break through. All you got to do. Hard Rangers. Keep it up, boys. Hey, good job. We only got 7 more minutes. You guys need 7 more minutes.
Let's go, Gray. Let's go.
What we're doing is working. Toughest team at this tournament.
Well, the instructions actually coming from a former Army rugby player who is on scene, and Matt Sherman. Kind of interesting that he backs away from that and just lets the boys kind of have their moment. And really, that is a graduate of West Point talking to some cadets, and that goes a long way.
I believe they call it chain of command.
Exactly.
Who's in charge?
Exactly. Matt Sherman probably wonders where he falls in there, not really being a military guy, but
I wonder what Virginia Tech had to say.
Yeah, Colin, what do you got?
Down here in the huddle with Virginia Tech, the message was to be patient on offense and attack the space, but on defense they needed to come up aggressively and make some more hits against these big Army runners, guys.
Great sound from the huddle there. Eric Geib is the former Army player who led the huddle.
What a great cleanup from our try scorer there. He showed his gas in defense on that occasion.
Yeah, and had to get there because there was a lot of heat coming in the form of that Virginia Tech jersey. Now, the clearing kick made, so a little bit of a breath for the Black Knights, but it's going to be a throw from Serby of Virginia Tech, and dangerous ground here for the Black Knights.
Sorry, Brian, but you see the calls going in there. Obviously, they got line-out options, different options of who goes to scrum half to pass that ball away, bit of movement, and then get it in quick. So a set piece will be called here.
Ball off the top. That's Tedeschi. Runs into a couple of defenders there. Serby, blindside. Step back inside by number 1, Bobby McDonald. Held up well in the tackle. Knocked on by Virginia Tech, and so good job by Army. Here comes substitute for Army. That's number 13, Jake Erickson, the freshman from Folsom.
Is that a sub-complete, yeah?
Well, again, the strength of the Army players, they're the ones that dislodged that ball. That's how come the knock-on came for Virginia Tech. And it's really played its role, this pure, hard serviceman strength in these wet, tough conditions.
So Lakina working out of his own in goal. Oh, now has some green in front of him. Out across the 22. No one can put down the senior. And tackled, but the ball goes backwards. So a kind hop for the Black Knights. Farrell not held. Goes again. There's Demi at the back. Tries to find a little space. And the shrug off of the attempted tackle. The big pass over the top. Left hand. Football style. Lakina goes to the outside. The dummy can't get by the defender. Leaves it for number 13. Just came in the game. That's Erickson.
That's a tough call, but great stuff from Army. They look like Fiji out here.
Demi, 2 men outside, but back to the short side. Backwards goes the ball, and Tedeschi. Now it's Serby. Check that. That's Gerard. Gerard going to go the distance. Enterprising play from Army, but it spills kindly for the Hokies, and Gerard puts one over for the men from Virginia Tech.
Wow, it looked like Army were going to go in some style, but then the ball spilled. It's kicked once, and it bounced out right away. Gerard with pure pace. Look at his face. He wants this. He knows he can get his team back into this plate final.
And right back in it they go. And so here comes Michael Serby to take the conversion. Pretty important conversion, because if they make it, then Virginia Tech only needs to score a 5-pointer to tie it up. And it's good, right between the sticks.
Coach will be a bit confident with that. Still got to try to do, but 3.5 minutes is an eternity in the Sevens game.
I like the way that Army was slinging the ball around.
Yeah.
It's pretty enterprising stuff from a team that really doesn't have a lot of history of rugby.
Got the ball back, too. It's been spilled.
That's James Mboni. Sometimes rainy conditions, you just got to focus. Just has to be turned up just a notch
Yeah, and it's almost like it took this Virginia Tech team a half to get their bearings for it. This is their 6th game of the weekend, and they weren't used to these wet conditions until today, this last game. And they've adjusted now well, and they've got possession here. This is going to be a very interesting off the scrum. Here we go.
Backwards.
So ball goes backwards off the hands of Tedesque, and then he chips it through and chases well. But Demi is there. Can't get the handle, though. And so it's scooped up.
Oh, there's 2 knock-ons, one by Army and one by this play here. Scrum.
And this works in favor of the Hokies. 2 knock-ons, but the first one by Jaden Demi from Army. So Serby with the feed. 2 minutes and a little bit of change left in the second half.
Right, midfield scrum. All the Tech players to the right of your screen.
Tedesque. Out to the try scorer, Gerard. Oh, dropped forward. Backwards, says the referee. Interesting call there. Much better position than we are up here, Gareth.
Yep, they're going wide. Look at all these bobbles. It's gone over the top. There's space.
Serby over the top to Kennedy. And Nick Kennedy scored 2 in the last match. Scores an important one here.
Well, what a big moment for the senior in the plate final. Look at the recognition here. Serby sees that his inside man is marked, so he goes outside, and under the wet conditions, the big senior, Nick Kennedy, reaches up, grabs it with 2 hands, and gets it down to give the lead, potentially, to Virginia Tech. The conversion, all that matters right now.
And we will see if Serby is good. No, sprays it to the left of the near post. And so,
come on, this is all you want, Brian. It's
12,
all tied up.
12. 1 minute left in this contest. Dare I say, who wants it more, Gareth Reese?
You got it. How about this kickoff? It's going to be crucially important. Who gets possession and then has a minute to try and unlock the other's defense? He goes long with it.
Oh, the awareness not there. Fielded well by James Downey, but he was already tickling that touch line and steps on it, and therefore a line out.
I was going to suggest maybe the tactics weren't right by Serby going long, but he isolated that man. He had nowhere to go. Rather than the high ball they can compete for, in the end they push him into touch and they have the ball. All for the taking.
Good lift from Virginia Tech. That is Trevor Bruley, goes up, gets the restart. That looked like a flat pass, but not forward, says the referee. James Mboni trying to rip the ball away.
He's done it. Oh, illegally, says the ref.
Yeah, the player was on the ground, and just on the ground. Big shot coming in from number 12.
There's numbers.
Angelo Numbers. A repeat here. That's number 1. Bobby McDonald try scored by Virginia Tech. Heartbreak in West Point. And give Virginia Tech credit. They fought all the way to the finish.
Well,
Absolutely.
This is the moment. And Boney's on the ball. He looks like he's stolen it. But the referee's going to say, no, penalty. You stole it after the tackle. So, quick tap. Here they go. And this pass, once it gets away, steps inside. And look at the second effort here. He's short, and then he reaches out with the right arm. Great work from our referee to be right there and award the winning try.
Bobby McDonald, you could tell the last thing on his mind was passing that ball, Gareth.
Another senior. One of the seniors gets a big, big moment.
So well done, Paul Caron and his Hokie team, snatching the plate from the hands of West Point right at the end. And we'll be back for the Cup final between UCLA and Lindenwood.
I wish I could wake up and